Back home, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister says the government is closely monitoring inflation. Mr. Tharman told the NTUC May Day dinner tonight that inflation remains an important challenge and one that union leaders are most concerned about. But he believes most Singaporeans will not be affected.
Singapore's consumer price index rose by about 5.2% in March 2012 compared to a year ago, and Mr. Tharman says this is a high figure. But he also explained that this does not mean that the average Singaporean will feel this high inflation. That is because more than half of the headline inflation rate of 5.2% came from higher COEs for cars and the effect of higher market rent on houses.
The vast majority own their own homes and are not buying a new car this year, so they don't feel the effects of these sharp increases. The increase in prices of daily necessities and essential services like food, clothing and footwear and education has actually been much more moderate, at 3% or lower. The inflation in actual household expenditures for most Singaporeans is hence lower than 5%. Nevertheless, we are closely monitoring the situation, including the prices of everyday goods and services.
Mr. Tharman noted that the National Wages Council has been discussing the wage guidelines, and he hopes the guidelines will allow workers to get their fair share from the growth over the past year and wage increases that can be sustained while still ensuring that businesses in Singapore remain competitive and continue to generate good jobs. Deputy Prime Minister Tharman also explained that the government is working to ensure that low-paid workers are the chief beneficiaries of the government's economic restructuring efforts. Now, in this regard, the Inclusive Growth Program, which is run by the NTUC since August 2010, has been helping to a large extent. Mr. Tharman says so far, some 33,000 low-wage workers have benefited from the Inclusive Growth Program, and the government will play its role to ensure that the NTUC's target of 100,000 workers by 2015 is achievable. So the National Productivity and Continuing Education Council will increase the funding of the Inclusive Growth Program with another $70 million for the next 3 years, bringing it to a total of $100 million. The May Day dinner also honored several veteran union leaders and tripartite partners who've made significant contributions to the country.